It's the ant hole, baby.
What's going on? It's Antonio Gillens. The Ant Hole Podcast is what it is. You already know what I want you to do. Like, share, subscribe, comment, keep it positive. You know what I'm saying? And let's do what we do, baby. We dig deep. And what does ant holes do? Dig deep. It offers a place for home, for community, for different people. So if you're an ant, come on the Ant Hole Podcast with me. I'm looking for new people to interview. I also want to be where ant holes are. Where are ant holes? Ant holes are everywhere in the world. So I want to travel this entire world and talk to people. Even if I need a translator, I want to do that so we can understand other cultures too. This is Antonio Gillens, Ant Hole Podcast. Y'all join me I want to be like Anthony Bourdain. They're going to be like Antonio Gillens. Yeah. Ant Hole Podcast. Y'all know what to do. Thank you.
It's the ant hole, baby.
What's up, everybody? This is Antonio Gillens. This is the Ant Hole Podcast, and today we have a very special guest. Young man I met a couple weeks ago. I think I met you a while back before this.
Yeah.
But I really met you on Christmas night because we had a opportunity to speak one-on-one. At the Christmas party.
Yeah, we was able to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. And so I met this young man, and he's actually dating one of my nieces. You know what I'm saying?
That's my face.
I didn't want to put your business out there. I'm sorry, bro. I'm a little, saying I'm a free spirit, so don't mind me. I talk a lot, and I just shoot from the hip, And so, as you know, I'm Antonio Gillens, and I met this young man. We had a deep conversation just about life, and I was like, I saw that he thought a lot like me. Well, not necessarily like me, but he's a deep thinker. And I always, anybody that is a deep thinker, I'll be like, they deep like me, So man, without further ado, man, Lamar Foster.
Yes, sir.
A little round of applause. Yeah. So
good looking out.
We usually do a toast, you know what I'm saying? But you said you weren't hungry or thirsty.
Yeah, I'm
cool. You know
cold.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So man, thank you for being on today.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I always start off with a toast, and then my first question that I always ask all my guests is, who is Lamar Foster?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
It's a loaded question. Well, first and foremost, Lamar Foster is a believer in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Okay.
That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm a vessel as well. Here to just continue to sharpen my brothers and sisters around me, or anybody that might need that type of aid in their life, I don't mind sharing the knowledge and my revelations that I've experienced. I feel like that's my job, here on this earth. I'm somebody who is able to listen with the intent to understand and not just the intent to respond. And I feel like a lot of us have.
That's huge.
Have that. We have that urge, but I'm gonna speak for me tonight, and I'm gonna just say that I like to listen with the intent to understand before I respond.
That's huge.
Yeah, and I feel like that is an umbrella, and it kind of follows with an abundance of things behind it. So that's why I want to start there.
I appreciate that. I think that's one of the reasons why I started the podcast is because I wanted to be a more intent listener.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I don't know if you knew, but how long have you and niece been talking?
We probably been involved with each other since June 19th. But
Okay.
we made things official with one another October the 10th, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
In October, I don't know if October 10th is when we did that game changer thing. I don't know if she told you about that.
Yeah. She was telling me about it. Yeah.
But the game changer experience, bro, has changed. I ain't gonna say it. I was already doing the work, but it's one of those things that made me look at all the gray areas in my life. And I'm trying to I'm zero gapping all the gray areas in my life.
Yeah.
And that's huge, because when you have no more gray areas, nobody can, manipulate you or put you in a box or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I said that to say, like, it was during October is when I felt like I got my biggest breakthrough with on who I am continuously to be becoming.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Self-work.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So tell me, where you from? And
So my background originally from Los Angeles, California, but I spent years going back and forth here to Birmingham, Alabama, where my mom is originally from.
okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I got to spend some time down south.
You was born out here though?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but it was cool being down south.
So you almost country.
Yeah, almost. I'll take it. Hey, the food better.
Right. That's for sure.
The food is better down there.
Yeah,
like,
it
on
is,
top.
it is,
You feel me?
yeah.
So I don't mind that. But definitely a life-changing event for me, because I related so much to being out here, with this side of the family. And then, when my mom finally made that decision, it was kind of like it was a punishment originally.
Yeah.
But it turned into something real nice, man. It turned into something very beneficial and productive for my life.
How old were you when you moved out there? Or when she moved you out there?
Yeah, permanently, I was probably around like 14, 15 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But see, I had already been going back and forth most of my life, just because, like I say, I always had family down there. My mom would always go down there. She would take me, come back out here. I would be in Orange County. My parents wouldn't want me to be in South Central,
Right,
because
right.
that's where ultimately where the foundation of what I grew up around.
Yeah.
That's where they thrive.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
of course that's what I resonated with. Yeah, them was what I consider my people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you like, at what age did you your mom always kept you in church or something like that? Or
So her dad was actually her stepfather, but she doesn't consider him that. She didn't used to consider him that. That's her father.
Right, yeah.
But he was a preacher.
Okay.
But
Okay.
before that he had served in Vietnam twice.
Okay.
So he was a very disciplined man,
Yeah,
a man
for
of morals, principles, and values. So seeing that off top and the way he treated my grandmama, that already was kind of instilled in me right there, just from watching him.
Yeah.
My granddaddy was a player, man. God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's cool, man.
Yeah. When I think about my side of the family, bro, my granddaddy's been like, my granddaddy just got married.
Yeah.
93 years old.
93 years old.
December 27th.
Yeah.
No lie.
That's different.
Yeah. So
Different,
when I was in 11th grade,
Yeah.
my biological grandmother passed away. Shortly after that, he was already in another relationship. She was moving in the house, and
Bounce back.
family was like, "Hey, what's going on?" But it's his life, right?
Right, his life.
So I think she just passed away last year. The woman that he moved into the house and then and got married to.
Right.
And she passed away last year, and I think it was last year. And granddaddy don't waste no time. I just talked to my cousin today. She's like, Granddad's showing us all how to do it. I was like, well, we gotta wait for niggas to die.
Right. Right.
You know.
For sure.
But yeah, so marriage is shaped the way I think a lot too, man. Of course, I was married for 20-something years. Still technically married on paper.
Yeah.
But you know. But and my parents been married for 53 years. No separation, no divorce, they still good.
Yeah,
you know?
still doing it, yeah.
You know, and that means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? But what I realized is that every generation and everybody have their own path.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's the story of our generation right now. Is trying to make it make sense, but making it make sense within our own parameters, man. I think that everybody is so focused on self. It's very tough to make anything work that's supposed to be a team effort when you focus on self.
That's true.
You know, when you're worried about what make me happy, what do I need to do for me, but when you get in a relationship, you have to default that part of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about sacrifice. You got to sacrifice the urge to say me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
I think I was on that a long time.
yeah.
But then I've always been a people pleaser, and so like with always people pleasing, I feel like I lost myself along the way, and so now I'm doing like a hard reset to get back to me.
Yeah.
And then now I can calibrate like how do I want my relationships to go moving forward. Off of like the patterns that I've had in the past, because I've had some destructive ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't always faithful. I wasn't always like straight up and honest. You know, I've always pretty much been honest. That's probably to my demise too, because like you asked me a question like, all right, hey, you want to know? So here it is. This is the truth. You know, and then too, man, there's a scripture that says this is what really changed me too. One of the things that changed me, it's been a long process, but I read a scripture that said, God is not the father of lies, Satan is. And I've never really been a big liar, because I don't like getting caught up in, like, well, you said it, and I'm like, oh, I didn't remember. Nah.
Absolutely.
And so anyway, I stopped lying, Yeah, because I don't want Satan to be my father.
Right.
Period.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, if I did anything to break any woman's heart, I'm sorry, but
me too.
I had to stop lying about my heart.
Yeah.
Because what happened is, like I've always been cut different. If I'm getting with a chick or whatever like that, if I've gotten with a chick, I've tried to find something that I love about them. Period. And so. When one man asked me, you love her, yeah. I had to stop crossing my heart, and because I couldn't lie about something. We say God is love, right?
Absolutely.
And so if God is love, we want to have it responsibly, but if you feel something in your heart that's love, that you consider to be love and good and God, like, I think it would be a fool to say, oh no, I don't love,
Right, for sure.
Because I felt like God told me, like, you can't cross your heart no more. If you feel love in your heart and somebody asks you and you say no, you crossing me out your life. That's what I felt. So
yeah, sure.
No judgment to anybody that think different, but I've always been different. So
absolutely.
So I kind of took over the conversation.
Nah, it's good. It's
stuff.
good. Hey, handle your camera. It's all good.
So you got siblings?
Yeah, so I have 9. All of us, it's 9 of us total, but it's only 2 from me and my mama.
Okay.
So I got my little sister Jada. Me and her and I, we're the only 2 from my mom, Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then I have
Tiffany is
my mom.
Okay.
That's my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tiffany.
Shout out to Tiffany.
Yeah,
that's my baby.
Yeah.
What I was about to say. So it's me and Jada, and then I have I believe 5 brothers. Okay, all older. So actually, I just recently found out that we have another younger brother. His name is Desmond. I believe he's
same father.
Yeah, the father. All of us is from the same dad.
Come
for
on.
Sure. Yeah, all of us.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. So all of us is from the same pop. So I got a younger brother named Desmond. I think he around like 11, 12. He might even be 13 now. I kind of haven't really kept up with the age, man. I got to reach out to him and make it make sense, you know. But yeah, so I think it's 9 of us in total. And then I got the oldest out of all of us is my oldest sister Keisha. She's about 36, 37 now.
Okay.
So yeah, man. Then that's just where it goes from there.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, like when I look back in retrospect, like all the men that have like multiple baby mamas and all that, right? During the process, it's like, well, how you gonna have all these kids and da da da? The kids cost and da da da. But then later in life, you be like, hey, congratulations, this mother got 9, 10, 12, 13 kids. Like, people talking about that about Nick Cannon right now, right?
Yeah.
But I believe Nick Cannon doing the work of the Lord.
I mean,
you got a last name like Cannon?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I feel like during those times, it was just much easier to maneuver in the ways that you desired because of the lack of accessibility during those times. You know what I'm saying?
Like for accessibility to
well, just
to
the world,
women or something like that.
No, just the world. Like for example, this is what I mean. Like during those times, you know, let's just say you meet up with a young lady, whatever the case is, and you might be wanting to be deceptive towards your partner at that time. You can do that without having to really worry about it coming back to her.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I feel like that happened a lot. Like that. Like how many times have you heard of the stories where the grandfather at his funeral, you see the other side of the family that you never even knew about, or granddaddy living 3-4 lives with 3-4 different wives.
Sometimes granddaddy was over across the street.
That's what I'm saying. But there was no accessibility to information like that. So you could, back then I felt like they in a sense felt like certain secrets would be, you know, infinite. You know what I mean? So that's why they moved the way that they moved, you know? And on top of that too, the world was much bigger because of the lack of accessibility.
That's true.
Yeah, because across the street could be across the world. There's no way for me to just reach out and get this person's number or know that they even dealing with you because I didn't see you on those social media posts. Right. I didn't see you at, you know, wherever at Cracker Barrel or the Waffle House or, you know, at the Serve Me Spoon up the street. I didn't see you there because you didn't post no picture. So across the street could have been across the world.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
There's a lot of stuff going on like that.
Yeah, because back then you had to grab a big phone.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. I was the rotary phone. I'm on the way out of that generation right there. I'm on the way. I'm 28.
Nah, you was way beyond that.
I seen them though. I definitely seen them. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the last generation before internet.
God, 28, boy.
We was the last generation before the internet, man.
The last time I dunked a basketball, you was 1.
Man,
that's crazy.
20
years ago.
Man,
well,
that's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, 28, man.
Yeah, I know. What was I about to say? Who was in the military, you said?
My grandfather.
Your grandfather.
Yeah, my grandfather.
So that's what I wanted to say, like kind of like to what you were saying earlier about there was no accessibility to knowing. Like your grandfather was in Vietnam. He probably got some kids
twice.
That look like you over there.
Maybe.
You know,
a lot of them did.
Yeah.
A lot of them did. We'd never know.
Yeah.
You know, that's the cold part.
Yeah, man. So
it's all good.
So tell me about some things you got going on for yourself right now.
So currently, man, I'm a union member for Local 250, which is metal trades. Okay.
Metal trades?
The metal trades. Yeah. So that's like steel iron workers, like welders, pipe fitters, you know, HVAC, that type of stuff. That type of work. So I'm a safety attendant for Local 250, which means that I pretty much oversee, just make sure everything is safe and, you know, things are inhabitable for people to go, you know, do what they need to do. Yeah. Confined spaces, you know, I make sure that supply breathing apparatuses are the correct pressure, you know, just stuff like that. I oversee.
Okay.
Pretty much it, yeah. So that's what I do for work. Recreationally, I'm a designer. Clothing designer.
Okay.
So yeah. I got
your own clothing line.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Blue Fabrics.
Blue Fabrics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue Fabrics.
And is it on like social media and?
So right now, I don't have like a page that's dedicated to it. The way people get to it is they get on my Instagram, and then they see that on there, and then they ask about them through DM. I need to do better at marketing myself with that. But trying to figure everything else out around it is the part that's the most challenging.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, like that's the thing with everything, man. You gotta have the vision, and you gotta write it down. You gotta plan it, and you gotta put that footwork in.
Absolutely.
What kind of clothing do you? Is it streetwear, urban wear?
I consider it high fashion streetwear, but honestly, it's I'm starting to realize it's just more like functional clothing, like Japanese style functional clothing. And what I mean by that is like clothing that has, like, just like it sounds, clothing that has multiple functions, like how my clothes.
So you might have some pajamas that you can turn inside out and be like,
something like that, right? But instead, mine's is this corduroy. I deal with like vintage corduroy that you can modernize. So you can detach panels on the corduroy by unzipping it. You can make, like if I had this jacket in corduroy, you would be able to take the sleeves off of it and it would be cut like a modernized shirt, like how they have it today. Maybe quarter sleeve, quarter length. Same thing with my pants. You can make my pants shorts. So just stuff like that, like functional clothing, man. You got zip-ups, you got hoods that you can take off and unzip, and when you buy multiple sets with my clothing line, you can actually mix them.
Yeah. So you said that you could mix. Say that again.
Yeah. So the more sets you buy, basically the more outfits you buy for yourself. Because every set you buy from me, you can interchange all of the functional parts. Like if you take the sleeves off of a brown set, if you got the cream set, you can attach the cream sleeves onto the brown set now.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You know they used to do that back in the day.
Yeah, I could believe it. And that's crazy because I never even knew that. But I know that everything that I'm thinking about or everything that people think about has already been done.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just find a way to incorporate the things that I think about and just be like, you know what, man, I think that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, they say it ain't nothing new under the sun. But that's scripture.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing new under the sun. At what... You say your grandfather was a pastor, your daddy was a Rolling Stone, and so you had duality.
Absolutely.
Have you been a Rolling Stone and a pastor at the same time?
Yeah, my pastor was a Rolling Stone and a Rolling 30. So, so he was a lot of Rollings.
Oh yeah. It was gangster.
Yeah, gang member. Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You know, I being from South Carolina, man. Before I got out here, I was really scared to come out here but I wanted to because I had to pursue my dream. I came out here to be an actor, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. And man, I got out here, man. I'm like, man. Before I got out here, I was like, I don't know, but But I've been out here. I came out here the first time in 2001, and I have yet to have any problems.
Yeah,
because I carry myself in a way that's like. I remember I went to a video shoot, and a girl was like, "You ain't from here." I was like, "How you know?" She's like, "It's the way you dress." I'm like, "Thank you," But I like LA, man. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Also, I want to say my condolences to the people that's lost loved ones through the fires. I want to take a little moment of silence for them, and then also my heart goes out to the families that's been affected by the loss of what the fire has taken. Cause man, bro, it's like houses are to the ground.
Oh yeah,
everything.
Legacies has been burnt down.
Yeah,
by that fire.
Yeah, so let's do that real quick. Let's take a couple of seconds on the moment of silence. And we back.
All right.
So how old were you when you decided to be serious about God?
All right, so 2019 was about how long was that ago now? Almost 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 22 years old. And that was when I had my first epiphany that God was real. because of course my grandfather being a preacher, it was always in my subconscious that like God was who they say he was, right? It was always in my subconscious. But then as I grew older and I started to feel myself a little more, my pride and my ego started to get in the way of that subconscious and started to, you know, I had so much pride that I never wanted to give, you know, Jesus a title. I never wanted to give God a title as being the one. So I always used to use verbiage like the higher power or like you know what I mean?
The Most
like
High.
the Most High, just doing stuff like that because it was personally my just pride, just me having pride and not wanting to say it, right? So in 2019, I was involved in some extracurricular activities after I was pretty much done playing college basketball after an injury. And in 2019, I got shot during a confrontation. And the bullet probably landed or hit 2-3 centimeters away from my femoral artery, which was crazy because that's how most field soldiers die, from what I hear. That's what I was hearing at the time. It was telling me. And man, I just remember sitting there bleeding out, and I was just kind of like going out, man. I was with my ex at the time. She came up there, you know, she's screaming, she's seeing all this go on. So we ended up calling the ambulance, man. They was taking forever, bro. The ambulance probably took, I feel like they took 3 hours. They probably only took 30 minutes, but it felt like hours. So I'm sitting there in the hospital bed, and I'm just kind of like thinking to myself, like, you know, in the situation that I was in, you know, I could have died, you know, because I know homies that been hit once. You know, it's a lot of people have been hit once. So fast forward, that's when I first started to kind of come into my, okay, like, it's somebody protecting me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just no higher power. And maybe that was a pinch so that I could kind of wake up and say, hey, like, come on, man. You know, you got to get rid of your pride and ego. So I really locked down on God. I want to say the year after that, I met a young lady through a friend of mine from Florida who prophesied to me. But up until that time, even after the gunshot wound, I kept telling my homegirl in Florida, I'm like, man, I don't want to talk to this lady. She's like, I just want you to call her, just pray with her. Now, just let her pray for you. Don't tell her nothing. Just call her, tell her your name, tell her how you know her, and then just let her pray for you. You don't have to say nothing. I'm like, I keep saying no, I'm no. You know, that's that pride and ego still, right? But I'm just like, bro, like, I don't even have no more feeling in my leg. All right, cool. Like, I'm gonna call, right? So I called, and loco, she prophesied to me, and it was just so crazy because the whole time there, she's saying stuff I ain't even tell her. Like, she don't know me, right? So she's saying stuff that I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you know? She telling me what's about to happen, what happened to me to lead me to how I am that day. Telling me what's gonna happen to me in the next couple weeks, and little by little, all this stuff started happening. Everything that she said, she was like, "You're gonna get a new car. It's gonna be this color. You're gonna do this and do this." And then I was a babe in Christ, or I consider myself a babe in Christ at the time because I was really starting to get into it. So I was like, you know what, like, it's something to this. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I kind of realized, like, oh, Jesus is real because he allows people to be vessels. He grants people his energy and his discernment to say certain things to us because he's speaking through these people. And that's when I was like, oh, like, all right.
I mean, it's a reason why we, as believers, should yield to, like, the good spirit within us. You know, because it allow us to hear clearer, to be more focused and clear on what the path of righteousness is. You know what I'm saying? And not just on the path of righteousness, but having discernment lets you know a lot about how you should move in relationship to everything and everybody.
Fact. You
know what I mean? So
100%.
So yeah, man, good for you.
That was crazy.
So have you ever growing up in LA, were you ever involved in any gang activity and stuff, or
by default? Just because that's my family background, that's their foundation. Of course, me being
in it
younger, you know what I'm saying, that was all I knew for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, before my mom decided to go ahead and make that transition for me, like she not going.
Yeah.
You know, so before she decided to make that transition for me, yeah, of course. Like, I glorified it, like people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was up under my pops and my uncle, you know what I'm saying, who got a name out here. So of course that was just that fueled it even more.
Yeah,
because they had a name, I was really like, oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. I didn't even play sports when I was out here.
Oh really?
No, I didn't play sports until I moved to Alabama.
Oh, and so you got a scholarship to play basketball?
Yeah. So when I was down there, I finished high school down there.
Okay.
So
you went when you went to Alabama. What grade were you in? Like
probably
ninth
ninth grade. Yeah,
Okay.
Or going into the ninth grade. Yeah. For sure.
That was boy. That probably the best thing your mom could have did for you.
Perfect time, because that's when I was really starting to really like, all right, like find myself. At least I felt like at that time. I feel like a lot of 13-year-old boys or 14-year-old boys. It's really 12 for us, but 12 and up, you really start to kind of feel yourself on a different spectrum.
Yeah, my little boy at 12, and I could tell he's starting to feel himself. He be on he be on the phone like this right here. I'll be like, "What you doing?"
Yeah.
He have his little girlfriend on FaceTime, but her face don't be on there, and he be playing the game, and she still be holding on and stuff.
Just
You
holding
remember?
on to the phone. Yeah.
Well, you ain't old enough to be holding the phone, those phones up, breathing on the phone back in the day.
The house phone.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's how we used to be.
Yeah.
So he on the same thing, man. But I be trying to spend more time with him so he can get like, you know, male influence versus you know what it is right now. Because I feel like he got like my daughters and my ex, and you know, so he got a lot of female energy around him. Not saying that he picking up tendencies. I'm saying that he needs to be with me more.
Good to have balance,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
good to have balance. That's really what it is. Because 12 is that age. 12 is when I got my first blick. That's when I got my first gun.
Yeah?
Yeah, 12. At 12 years old.
12?
At 12. That's when I got my first gun. A Deuce 5. Yep.
Ask me when I got my first gun.
We got your
when
first
COVID
gun.
hit.
When COVID hit, yeah.
I was always like okay, so I you know, I could have been in the streets and stuff like that, but when I got on the block, they told me to go back.
Yeah, for sure.
Go play basketball, go do all the things. Cause I was so athletic. Like I said, last time I dunked, I was 27 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was real athletic in South Carolina. Man, I got so many awards. And all kind of stuff. But you know, that's my life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
But yeah, I be thinking about the same thing with my son. He's 12 now. And I be thinking like, man, like in the next year or two, what is our lives gonna look like? Even going into this new year, like my daughter about to graduate high school. I got one going back to college on Sunday. Yeah. And it's like, what is our lives gonna look like in the next two to 3 years? Especially before 28.
I try to think about it.
Nah?
I try not to think
about
it.
But we have to plan something.
You know what's crazy? Speaking for me, the only reason I say I try not to think about it is because I realized that too in my life, in my early 20s, that I tried to do a lot of planning. And the reason my 22nd birthday was the worst birthday I think I ever had in my life is because I had planned so much stuff leading up to that. And that's when I fully realized that like we aren't in control of anything in our life, but I so thought I was at that time. Because God say, you know, I feel like we need to worry about where our feet are now. Because planning ahead is God's job. Because our life is already written out. That's what I feel like. That's just me speaking for me. So when you look too far up the staircase, what happens naturally? You trip. When you walking up a stadium and you don't look step by step, every step you take, you can be walking for 86 years and you can trip.
And that's true.
And this is why I don't look too far ahead up the stairs. I just worry about where my feet are now.
I feel like it has to be balanced a little bit because I do 100% agree with you. Well, I say like 99.3%. But because we have to be in the present at all moments, and like how can you be an effective listener or effective for this time that we're in right now if we're not present, fully present?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I do believe that, but I do believe that also that we have to figure out and plan plan ahead. Because what's the scripture say? Many are the ways of man, but God ordered the steps. Like yeah, we got a lot of ways to us anyway, but we got to figure out the steps of God. Because then, and I don't want to get too scripturally, but like it's in me, man. Like, so what's that scripture that says like God plans steps? I can't think. Anyway, it came to me and it left, but anyway. Yeah, I just had a brain fart. But
yeah, it's good.
But anyway, man, I think we do need to plan ahead.
Yeah.
Because if we don't plan ahead, I think we can also find destruction by not planning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you look at the state of our union as black people, you know, or African American people, you know, if we don't plan, then other people make plans for us.
Yeah, I can understand that from that perspective for sure. I think two things can be right at the same time.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
I think if that's why I always say, speaking for me, you know, I make sure I throw that out always before I say anything, because like I don't want to speak for others that might not get what I mean from my perspective.
Right.
But I look at it like that only because if faith is unseen, the future is also unseen. You just have to believe, you just have to have faith that God has your best interest in every step you make. And that's why I don't plan. Because those people, unfortunately so, in Altadena, look at how many of those people planned ahead for the future.
Yeah.
And look what happened if it was a natural disaster, look at what just happened. They planned for next week.
Shoot, I had a cousin probably planned for this year and died right after Christmas.
That's, you know what I mean? So life is very tricky, which is why you have to live life
in the present.
For sure. Every single step you take, don't look too far ahead.
You just close the gap with that 3 to 9-10%.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's unseen.
Yeah.
It's unseen.
That's true. I was actually I did a Bible plan maybe like a year or two ago. In Ezekiel, God was saying, like, that was a whole summation of what I was reading. God wanted him to be in the present.
Right.
You know. I think it was Ezekiel. I think one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I agree with the present. I didn't know you was shot, bro.
Yeah, I've been shot 6 times.
So I got one question. Okay, I ain't laughing at you.
No, it's good. It's good.
Will you rap after that? I'm just joking. Nah,
it's cool.
Wow, so 6 different times?
Yeah. So 2019 was the first time, and when I really started to get into where I was having that revelation with Jesus, he was letting me know when I was down south, because after I graduated college on my birthday, May 2nd, 2020, from the University of Alabama. Best time I ever had in my life. Roll Tide. But yeah, man, so University of Alabama, May 2nd, 2020, right? COVID year. And I started to work for the post office shortly after that, right?
Okay.
I worked for the post office up until a year after that I got converted as a full-time mail handler, which is crazy because, you know, in the post office, most of those people work 2 to 7 years before they get converted to full-time. But during COVID, it was just like, that was like a key. Like, we got in way faster. Everybody was hating on us.
Like y'all was long short.
Yeah, they was hating on us, bro. I ain't gonna lie, because I don't blame them though. A lot of them people have been there for years. But anyway, so when I started to really get into my word, you know, or just into my interpersonal relationship with God, he was telling me I wanted to move back so bad. Like, I wanted to move back to LA so bad. And I was just telling him, like, God, like, I want to move. Like, I got the money to move. Like, why not? You know, and then at that time, I had a gang of money from other things that I was doing. So I was just like, man, I can move anywhere in the country I want to right now. Anywhere. And be good.
Yeah.
And he sent me so many signs that he wanted me to go to Miami. I wanted to do clothes. I had started designing at that point in 2021. At the beginning of the year, I'm like, man, you know what? Like, so what? Like, I'm designing, I'm doing all this stuff. I got all this money, but I'm still going to work every day, grinding like I have nothing. And that was a part of one of my strong suits. So I say, like, God, I want to move. So I'm talking to him about it. So I'm watching YouTube videos, places with the best economy, blah, blah. It came down to it. I'm like, God, I want to move back to LA. he telling me he want me to move to Miami. This is when I could hear God speaking too at this time. And man, I just remember everything I seen on TV was like, it's representation of Miami. I would go to the store, pack annihilators, the Miami Dolphins on annihilators.
Oh, wow.
You feel me? My sister, she called me, or no, I was dating a girl at the time. You know, we was asking each other like 21 questions. You know, she asked me what my favorite animal was. I said a penguin. She was like, yeah, hers is a dolphin. You know what I'm saying? So it was like everything that was around me at the time was just like Miami. Literally, it was just signs. And that was God speaking. So I know God is a God of free will.
Yeah.
But at the time, I didn't truly understand that. But I was just like, God, I want to go to LA. I want to go back home. So I flew out here August 2021 permanently. And 40 minutes after I got off the plane, I went to an old neighborhood. And my cousin, you know, we was rattling some homies together. You know what I'm saying? We was there's a gang of people with us, but we was just about to get like 5 or 6 homies, and we was about to go to Hollywood. He went in the house to go get something, and I was sitting.
You wasn't even home an hour?
Not even 1 hour. It probably wasn't even 40 minutes, bro. It was probably like 35 minutes, because they picked me up from LAX. It probably wasn't even 45 minutes. It's probably like 30 minutes, man, because after I got picked up from LAX, like I say, we went. I dropped my bags off. We was about to go to Hollywood. You know, we was about to celebrate, have a good time, whatever the case was, right? So boom. I started getting an eerie feeling when we had parked in the old neighborhood when I was sitting in the car in the front seat. And I'm like, hey, bro, we need to, you know, I'm telling my cousin, he's sitting in the back seat. I'm like, hey, man, we need to get out the car. You know, I don't really feel comfortable sitting in no car. You know, I'm paranoid already. You know what I'm saying? Very paranoid person, but I'm never nervous.
Yeah.
Just paranoid. So I tell him, like, hey, let's get out the car. So it's a homie that's in front of me that's parked in the car in front of us. So I'm right here, that car's right here. I get out of the car, I'm like, man, you sitting on the top of the trunk like you just want to get popped, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking, you know, I'm just whatever. So I pull him off the trunk, and like probably a minute after I pull him off the trunk, it was 2 cars that was parked or that had just pulled up. So we thinking they the homie cars, because they look like some of the homie cars, you know what I'm saying? So then nobody really panicked, or there was no alertness, you know? Just kind of like we was looking, but like I say, and then next thing I know, I'm looking around, and then I look over and I see something. I'm like, hey, who's that car right there? And as soon as I said that, they just started cracking.
Jeez.
So I think they probably shot around 50, 60 times. But what I didn't know, what was so crazy, right, is the car that was probably right here, where this post is right here, and then there was another car that was right on the side of me, right here. So I'm not even seeing this person, because it was two gunmen. Oh, wow. So this person is right beside me, but I don't even see him. I'm looking this way, right? So he got to clear whatever he want to do to me. You know what I'm saying? He could have down shot at me, would have been over with. So I'm just looking right here, because keep in mind, we looking down the one way. So this person started cracking, but I'm not even seeing this a person right here. So as soon as I hear the first shot, or as soon as I see that, it was like instantaneously, boom, eye contact, shots went off. I go and I jump behind a van. Everybody scattered, because we was in a group. It was a group of like 6 of us right there, just all together. We all bunched up, but they all just aiming in the group. Yeah. So this dude right here, I guess, you know, whatever the case, whatever happened, he missed me. And they got me all up my side, on my arms, and then one went in my in between my shoulder. But I'm not knowing I'm shot until they pull off, because they ended up pulling off, because what happened is my cousin who went inside to get something, he was coming back out, and when he heard the shots, he came running out and he called my name. When he called my name, I'm up under the van and I'm watching the other 2 feet come around the van to finish me off, because they seen me jump and try to roll under the van. Everybody else ran this way, right? They ran behind, but I didn't feel like I could run, but I didn't know I was shot either. I was just like, I was probably just stunned, right? Yeah. So anyway, as I see they 2 feet looking, I'm like, they coming around the van to finish me off. And my cousin called my name, and they get on. Boom, they get little, hop back in the car, and they pull off. And my cousin called me, and I tried to, that's when I rolled from back under the van. I tried to stand. I'm like, oh, cuz, I'm hit. And that's when, you know what I'm saying, he helped me up. We went to the hospital. Yeah, I got hit 5 times. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a visual creature, man. So I can see that.
Yeah, man.
one reason why I know God is real, Jesus Christ is real. When I was 15, I have two brothers. I'm the middle child. You know, I was 15. My older brother was like 20, 21. My younger brother was 10. 2 weeks before, and my older brother, he was in the street. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's why, like, when I got ready to get in the street, they was like, I remember the first day I had a piece of crack in my hand. Nigga gave me some crack, and I was like, yeah, I need to make some money. Nigga was like, nah, put it back in the thing. Gave it back to him. Go play basketball. Yeah. But, and then they was like, they knew my mama. So my mama always, I don't know, my mom was always in, as long as I can remember, my mama been saved. So people respected my mom in the neighborhood. But we was in church, you know, a bunch of my cousins in the streets and stuff like that, right? But we was in church, and 2 weeks before this event took place, the pastor said, the bishop, he said, it's something about to happen in the church where it's nobody, everybody gonna know it was God. There's a miracle about to happen. 2 weeks later, my little brother gets shot. We all at middle school playing basketball, because basketball used to be our thing. Still our thing. And I'll never forget, man, we was out there hooping, and one of the dudes that did the shooting, his brother was out there playing with us, because you know, out in the country, like, everything's relatively close. And so the dude was like, spit, get on. Right. So we started running. You can hear all that, right? For sure. So we ran to the front of the school, but they had already sent some other dudes around, right? So crazy thing about it is this school ain't never had this much fencing before. Right. Now, I was went on to high school. I was in high school. So I jumped across the fence. As soon as I jumped across the fence, I heard my name. My little brother said, Tony. And bro, it was like a movie. Right. Cause it's like the clouds started rolling, and I'm like, and I knew what happened. But when I turned around, bro, like, he was falling by the fence, holding the fence. And luckily, my cousin Marcus, he was in the military. He had just got back from the military, and so every time my brother's heart beat, blood would come out. And I was just like, my cousin got him, brought him over the fence, gave him direct pressure. Now, we had to go back to where the guys were shooting at, because that's where the car was. So my older brother came back. You know, we all was like, my cousin, my brother had my little brother, he was left. He was like, don't go to sleep, right? So when we got back over there, like, dude, my brother was like, man, you shot my brother. Dude was like, shh, and what you saying? We got to take him to the hospital. Right. So we got in the car, took him to the hospital. Bullet went through, he got shot with a Take-9. Bullet went straight through him. Doctor report said if the bullet would have went an inch in any other direction, he would have died. Right, sure. And so those were some of the things that started my mom in the ministry. Like, cause my mom always was called, but she was kind of like not really running, but just trying to make sure that her calling was like for sure, you know. Yeah. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people, man. God called a lot of people, but like a lot of people are not chosen. Yeah. You know, and then sometimes people know things and then they call themselves, and they don't make sure that their calling is for sure. Right. So that part. So hospital bed, I was laughing, man. You know, the nurses came in there, they're like, you know, like, what's funny? Like, you know what I'm saying? They made me, they stripped me, because, you know, they got to make sure I didn't get popped anywhere else, you know what I'm saying? Any other bullet holes, and you like, yeah, nurse. No, hey, I'm throwing in my dime, man.
It wasn't like that.
Okay, my friend.
No, I ain't gonna even pop it like that. I was hurt. I was in pain but I was in shock too, because, like I say, I didn't know how many times I had got hit. I just thought I had got hit one time in the leg, and then when I was in the car on the way to the ER, I felt some blood in my arm, so I knew I got shot in the arm too.
Damn.
But I'm just thinking it's just, a little two-time, like, all right, I done been here before. I'm not really panicking. And I'm trying to stay calm because I know if your heart rate go, you feel me, so I'm in the hospital bed, I'm in pain though, so they give me some fentanyl for pain or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, and I just start laughing. The nurse asking, police coming in asking what happened. I don't know nothing. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So boom, I'm sitting there and I start laughing at ER nurse like, what's so funny? And I just was thinking to myself, like, I look up, I was like, God is so funny because I know for a fact, like I said before, he's a God of free will.
Mm-hmm.
So he loves us so much, he'll allow us to do what we think we want to do, just to see if that's what we really want to do. Yeah, I believe that. You feel me? Because it was a pinch.
That's speaking to me.
It was a pinch. You know what I'm saying? Like, he protected me because I'm in his favor. But it was a pinch because I heard him talk and I went against what he said, but he's a God of free will. You understand what I'm saying? See, he could have
supposed to go to Miami.
I was supposed to go to Miami. So instead of this dude execute me and dome shot me because I didn't see him, right? He right here. They shot 40, 50 times. I'm the only one that got hit. Keep in mind, these dudes with their back to me. I'm right here, he on the side of me, and they looking straight. So I'm right here, other dudes right here, and there's another guy in front of me. We all in the group. I'm the only one get hit out of 40, 50 times. Or 50, 60 times. So
56. And how many times you guys shot? 5 times? 5. Them niggas cannot shoot.
Oh,
thank God. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, it was cold because, like I say, it was a group of us. So of course, it happened like that also because I don't know this from experience. I'm just saying, I've seen movies.
Yeah.
But I'm just assuming that seeing us in a group, when the first shot cracked and we all got on and got between the cars, they wasn't really just focused on one. They trying to get anything they can go. Yeah. They trying to get anything. Now, granted, I done seen and know some people that shoot a lot better too. You feel what I'm saying? Because this dude right here who was on the side of me, he ain't no killer. Yeah. He was a kid. He had to be. Both of them was probably kids. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They probably kids.
That's the sad thing, bro.
Yeah,
like,
they was kids.
Like, from what I be hearing, bro, like I talk to a lot of people, and it's the mostly the kids that's trying to prove something to the OGs a lot of times that they're worthy of being in the gangs. And so now I talked to one of my loved ones. He's like nowadays the youngsters, they don't even respect the OGs no more. And so it's like now you can potentially have people within the same gang shooting, fighting, and killing each other.
Listen, bro, it's more civil war in this than anything.
That's great.
Hands down. Because first and foremost, what a lot of people gotta understand, the OGs of yesterday is not the OGs of today. They're not OGs no more. You understand what I'm saying? Because they failing us. Like when I was growing up, right? Like if we was skipping school or we got caught on the block, not in school, the older homies used to be like, especially the ones that knew our pops and knew our uncles, would be like, hey, ain't you supposed to be in school? Mm-hmm. What time is it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you skipping? I come down, make sure you in the hood today. Like, make sure you come down to the hood today. Come behind the apartments. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you about to get, like, you know what I'm saying? You about to get a couple fades. Yeah. You got to get a couple fades because you skipping school. See, that was OGs that we grew up around. Mm-hmm. Them was real OGs. Them was individuals who stood on, like, principles and morals, and they like, your daddy would kill me if he knew you was out here. Matter of fact, I got it. Don't worry about it. Meet me in the back of the apartments. Yeah. You about to get a couple fades.
I think that's what's missing in our community.
For sure. Accountability.
Yep. That part.
Accountability. That part. Everybody too big to be held accountable. So what happens is you get adverse effects when you try to hold somebody accountable. That's the issue.
Dang. Can't tell me nothing.
Jeez. OGs don't want to be accountable for being OG like they supposed to. So they let the young.
It's the same way. It's the same way in our relationships with our significant others and our children nowadays. You can't say nothing to these kids because these kids soft as hell, And then on top of that, like, you know, you say something to the kid go back and tell the other parent, and then next thing you know, the parents are conflicted, and then they sit back kind of like laughing, like, yeah, you know, not necessarily laughing, but you know, it's like a bunch of
they entertain.
So when you look at like the accountability and the power structure, it's like really kind of like, you know, like a losing battle sometimes.
For sure.
So like I can see why the OGs won't be like, man, all right, man, y'all do what y'all want to do. And I'm trying to tell y'all not trying to listen, so go on about yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so like I'm almost reminded of like how scripture say Jesus Christ wasn't able to do like miracles in his own town because they knew him as, you know, that's Mary's boy, whatever, right? And it's like when you can't do the same work that you're doing out there, you got to go where you're effective at. So that's why I think a lot of people kick the dust off their feet and move on to where they can be effective at. That's what I did with our relationship. Tried so hard to make it work. You know, even though I failed, but I still tried. I think that my efforts in trying to make it work far supersedes the mistakes that I made, in my opinion. But, you know, to no avail, man, like here we are.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And so you know, I got a list of things over here that you know, today's mindset versus positive versus negative. Talk about that.
I think it's kind of like a cool transition from what you was talking about. You know, I think today's mindset, we are so hell bent on validity and being validated that we've lost focus on what really mattered. You know.
Yeah.
And everybody know this. It's just whether they willing to acknowledge it or not. You know. I think the biggest thing today is, man, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. So the things that we see from social media, comparison is the thief of joy, right? Because everybody's journey ain't your journey. Everybody's relationship ain't your relationship.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's another reason why, like I say, from compared to back then till now. Because there wasn't much to look at. There wasn't a catalog to observe and compare back then. You know, you had to deal with your relationship with just you two as a team. Like, this is what we dealing with.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no outside influences involved. There's no other people that you can look at and be like, oh, look at them, they look so happy. But social media is an illusion because that's today's mindset. You know, they look at other people's relationship and they validate why they feel like they should be in something like that because that's what social media show, but they don't really know the truth. Compared to back then, you didn't have nobody relationship to glare over and like and save and bookmark and go back to it and look at the way they smiling and say to yourself, why I'm not smiling like that? Because that relationship ain't your relationship. They just smiling in that picture.
Yeah.
You know,
it's kind of like Instagram today though.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They just smiling in that picture, in that post.
Yeah.
You don't really know the truth, you feel me? But at the same time, you didn't smile like that with me before too. But you took away the team aspect of it. Boy. And you started to think about me.
I hope y'all listening. This young man is wise beyond his 28 years. Your name was oldest in the last lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. All right. So what is the main thing one of the main things that you could say right now that changed you to, like, besides Jesus Christ, made you be like, I'm gonna keep thinking positive?
Because thinking negative don't get you nowhere. That's really simple. But the biggest thing though is like understanding that, like, once you kind of understand that you supposed to have obstacles, I learned to celebrate my obstacles just as much as I celebrate my. That's what. You know.
Yeah.
So I live by this thing called the 3 T's.
Okay.
And I live by it. I stand on it. It's trials, tribulation, and triumph. Okay. You can't have any of the first 2 and expect to just have the third one, because you need the first 2 in order to get to the third one.
Absolutely.
Because triumph is overcoming and getting to an achievement, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you need to appreciate your trials and tribulations because that's what shape you for your triumph.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna get you to appreciate your triumph. It's just like when God give you a blessing. He don't just give it to you. He got the power to just give you anything.
Oh yeah.
But you appreciate it a lot more when you go through that trial and tribulation. And when he finally give you a breakthrough, it's triumphant. It's something that ain't just like, oh man, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is a, you know what I mean?
Transcendent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big. Like it's a, when God bless you, like you just said, you know, before we started, man, when God bless you, it's long term. See, the devil bless you fast.
Oh yeah.
He bless you too.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
But,
for sure.
But that's the illusion, because when you get stuff fast and you don't have to go through anything to get it, it's all an illusion. Because it can get snatched away just as fast.
That's true.
And it hurt way worse. Because I thought this. Well, see, with God, you don't really have to think. He do the thinking for you. You just have to be obedient.
Yep. I saw something earlier today. It was talking about how you're in God. They had a big pot.
Yeah.
And then they had a pot of water, and then they had the strainer, how the water was just going through without God. But then they put the strainer in the water of the pot, and that's how we're supposed to be in God. So we always be protected.
Right.
You know?
And you'll always be able to filter out. But the water is God. Because he gonna filter everything out for you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the smooth part about God, bro, is he really doing everything for you. You just have to do the part that's the hardest, and that's be obedient. Being obedient is tough.
It is.
If it was easy, right, the path to righteousness would be real wide.
Man.
But it's so easy to disobey. But this is why God's grace is sufficient. For our strength is made perfect in weakness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's a big thing that I try to get people to realize, man. Like, you should do everything in moderation besides be obedient to God. That's the only thing that you should try to do in abundance, is be obedient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he understands how hard that is to do, which is why he has grace.
Right.
Because he knows it's tough. All this the world is made for temptation. Like, this world that we live in right now, all the innovations and all the creations and stuff is made around us, besides from God, but all the things that we're surrounded by is literally made so that we can be tempted to do stuff. AI, right? Porn. You know what I'm saying? Most of these things, bro, you got even cartoons now. Like, even the kids not innocent no more. Yeah. Because now they're trying to sexualize the kids. Everything around us is made for temptation. Yeah. But the things that God created was to be the remedy to that.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me? So it's
because it's a difference between the spirit and the flesh, man.
For sure.
You know,
and the flesh is tough.
Yeah,
it's tough, man. Yeah. You know, in college, I shared a lot of experiences that I don't even wish I could take them back. I just
for sure, because they shape you into who you are, man.
Facts.
Like I was thinking about all the things that I've encountered and stuff in these years I've been living. I'll be 48 this year, and so would I take things back? No, because it'll probably alter who I am today. And I used to hear old people say back in the church, like, I'll take nothing for my journey now. And that's how I feel about it. Like, I would, I wish I would have made some different decisions and stuff with things that I decided to do. But, I don't really take nothing back from my journey now.
You can't, man.
So, what are some of the things you do as a hobby?
Well, like I say, the clothing is one thing, but that's part of who I identify as, a designer. But I like basketball as well, man. I still try to get out there. I work out often. Yeah, I actually work out with my partner. And, I feel like that helps us too, man.
Yeah. Oh,
working out together. Yeah. With your niece, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, her and I, we work out together. We just got done with a workout probably 2 hours ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So
y'all go to the gym or just like free weights free?
Yeah. We go to the gym together.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I used to take her to the sand dunes in Manhattan Beach. You already know that's one of my OG spots.
Yeah.
And
y'all go to the sand dunes or y'all do the stairs?
We go to the sand dunes. The Culver City stairs cool, but
no, I'm talking about the sand dunes off.
Oh yeah.
You know they got the
stairs right next to it. No, we do the sand dunes. We do the sand dunes. Yeah.
Oh, how many of those you do?
I used to probably make us do like 3 to 5. You know, 3 to 5 trips. Nah, not
3 to
at
5
all.
good.
No. I said try.
Oh.
You didn't say how many do you complete. Yeah. We try, but how many we complete? Like maybe on a great day, like 3, maybe.
Oh yeah, but that's a good workout. 3.
Yeah.
That's why I say 5. I say y'all in shape.
No, what we'll try to do, we'll do 2 full trips, or we'll do 1 full trip, and then I'll get her to do, or
Take your time
we'll do some
up.
time sprints.
Oh yeah.
So we'll do like 1 big trip, 5 time sprints, like halfway, and then we'll do 1 more trip walking up to the top.
Oh,
and then
wow.
come down. And that's a cold workout.
That is a cold workout.
Oh, we used to have people out there, man.
A lot of people don't know about those sand dunes.
Man, that's an OG spot for me. I was going out there since I was little.
Yeah, I go to the stairs.
Yeah.
I was like, I would do about 10 to 12 stairs.
Yeah, and it's cool.
But yeah.
Off top.
Yeah, even the stairs are tough though.
For sure.
You ever did the stairs?
Yeah,
the stairs ain't no joke either.
The sand domes, to me, like just...
Yeah, because that...
See, it's willpower with the sand.
Working against that sand be going down, you be going
negative,
up.
Yeah, negative resistance.
Yeah.
It's willpower with that sand. That's why I make you go to the sand dunes if I work you out, because I want to see if you got the will to do one of these, like, then you got the will to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What yeah. I just got gym membership at 24 Hour Fitness. Let me, I gotta testify, bro. Like, you know my barbershop right there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm at the barbershop and I'm getting off one day and God said, go to 24 Hour Fitness. Bro, like when I tell you my money is tapped right now, bro, I'm literally talking about tap right now, bro.
Right.
Like
I feel you.
Paying rent, like whatever. It's my finances tapped. God damn it. And so I go there being obedient. I don't even go in the you know how you have to press the thing for the parking to go up and go and park. No, I park illegally.
Right.
I walked in there. And I was like, dude was like, hey man, what's up? I was like, man, I just came to see how much membership is and stuff like that. I was like, you know, I didn't even tell him God told me to come.
Right.
He was like, man, go to this computer kiosk right there and put your information in. I was like, nah. I said, I just want to know how much is a normal, membership, because I ain't had membership since I done. Right. 27. Like seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
That's 20 years. I ain't had gym membership since then.
Facts.
So he said, nah, man, go put your information in. And that's the one. I said, man, I'm parked right. He said, go park your car. He said, I'm gonna hook you up. Bro, I'm like, bro. I said, I just want to. All right. So I go park my car, get the ticket, come back. He said, man, fill out the information on the thing. I fill out my address and stuff like that, right? Dude said, $20 a month. I said, how much I got to put down? I said, because I told you, bro, you telling me, you signing me up and stuff. Right. He said, no, you $20 a month. He said, you ain't going to pay until, this, that, and the third. Yeah. I said, what? He said, $20 a month. I said, what?
That's smooth. That's smooth.
Because I can't go in there without hooping. Right.
Like, sure.
I go there just to hoop.
That's cool.
And so I got your membership, $20 a month.
Yeah, you smooth.
Thank God for obedience, though. You know what I mean?
That's what I've said, man. That's the hard. You never know why God telling you to do something.
Yeah.
That's the cold part, bro. Like, you gotta go through them 3 T's to understand. Like, because now I get it.
What's the 3 T's again?
Trials, tribulation, triumph.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything is in Trinity. You got Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Everything that God do is that triangle.
Yeah.
So you feel me? That's why I think the 3 T's is the most relatable to everybody.
Yeah.
It should be.
That's sure.
Yeah.
What other hobbies though?
I like to bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I bowl. Yeah. Like I say, I hoop. I play ball. So if they call me, I go to cross court. You ever been to cross court before?
Nah, I want to go there so bad.
Yeah, I've been to cross court a gang of times, man. Like, they give you your film after you done too. Like, just in case you had a good game and you want to just take it. You always look at that. Yeah, tight. Yeah. So cross court is fun, man. So yeah. But pretty much right now, them is my main 3 hobbies, man. Because that's what I mostly have time for is, because I have to have moderation in hobbies too. Because hobbies can consume me too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So work work. I gotta work, so them hobbies can become something I can do in abundance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, like I want to thank you for coming on the Ant Hole.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can do this again. And then sometimes I come in, I have other people on the panel, so it makes it a lot more interesting conversation too. So like, man, before we get out of here, tell them about yourself, your Instagram, where they can follow you at, and everything like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Lamar Foster again. I appreciate you for inviting me on the Ant Hole, man. Good looking out. Yeah, and like good experience, man. I got an Instagram. You follow me on blue_fabrics. Again, that's blue_fabrics. That's gonna be my main channel, and also you can DM me about clothing on there as well. I do custom pieces, made to order pieces, and yeah, we'll make it make sense some other time. Here soon.
All right, there it is. So I've been Antonio Gillens. I'm your host, the Ant Hole Podcast. We dug deep with Lamar Foster, man. Give him a round of applause. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Appreciate
love.
it.
Take care of my niece.
Yeah, I got you.
Put these paws on me.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's the Ant Hole, baby.
Thank you for digging deep with the Ant Hole. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and keep it digging. Bye.
It's the Ant Hole, baby.